Hello, hello there. My name is Murray. I'm with my co-host Corey. We are the Real Guys, and this is the Real Show with two E's. We're coming at you today. The day of recording is the 22nd of December, but this will be coming to your ear holes live on the 25th of December, Christmas Day. How do you feel about that, Corey?
I feel very merry, Murray. Very
Good.
merry.
As always, I'm accompanied by my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm not ill anymore.
Excellent. You've managed to recover, but however, I feel like I may have got it instead.
Yes.
I'm a bit achy.
Over.
My nose is going a bit. I'm not
Yeah.
coughing, but I feel like I'm maybe at the start of something.
It's traversed the radio waves, and
it's what you said last week. Did you say this on the air last week that whenever you're going to get rid of it and I'm going to get it?
You're going to get it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what always seems to happen. You know, it's just bad. It's bad luck. Horribly bad luck. However, we're going to be coming to you on the airwaves for all you Siren Radio listeners and for everywhere else, Google, Apple, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcast, Amazon podcast, wherever you listen to us. We'll be coming at you on the 25th of December, which is going to be really amazing. We've got Christmas Day. We've got loads of big dates this year.
Yeah, we've got Christmas Day and we've got the 1st of January.
Oh, it's fantastic. And very, very apt for the Christmas season. We're going to be bringing you our review of my favourite Christmas film.
Yes.
I think you're more of a Wonderful Life fan. True.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the when we talked about Christmas films. It's definitely top 3.
Right. Is this film top 3?
Yeah. It at least gets a medal.
Right. Bring me the introduction then. What are we looking at today, Corey?
Well, we're looking at what was it? The Christmas Battle Royale winner.
Yes. His film.
Christmas Cracker Champion, that's what it was.
Christmas Cracker Champion, yes.
As Kermit the Frog or Bob Crachit. It's the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, the perfect film as it is. It's such a wonderful. You know what? I sat down and I had a great time with this.
It was really good.
It's just a really good holiday watch and doesn't outstay its welcome.
No.
Perfect length.
Yes.
Great character, great story. It's classic retelling of the classic Dickens story of Christmas Carol. Oh, it's wonderful. It's such a great. But I just had a really good time. It's been a rare time when I've sat down and watched the film and just had a pleasant experience.
I mean, this is the thing. I think the last time I saw this was. I don't think I watched it last year. It's been a good couple years.
Yeah.
And I forgot how how fun it is, but it still retains that very much Christmas Carol.
Christmas, yeah.
Not scary, but like even in this, the Ghost of Christmas to Come, it's still that kind of Grim Reaper-y thing.
The ghost, yeah.
It's still that kind of like Grim Reaper. It's not like the Swedish Chef or something.
But before we get started in depth, right,
yes,
this film is if you're in Lincoln now, aren't you still currently?
Correct.
Right. It is on at the it's showing at the Odeons.
Okay.
You can go and see this. There's an Odeon here in Derby where I am, and it's showing tomorrow at 10:20, 11:20, 12 noon. I could go and see it if I want to.
There you go. You can go watch it again.
I can watch it at the cinema, which is fantastic.
On a big screen.
I'm glad that they rerun classic Christmas films, and this is 1992. This has become a classic for many people.
Yes.
The Muppets Christmas Carol is one of the best Christmas films ever made. No, say that without any hyperbole or bias whatsoever.
41 years after the first Christmas Carol movie.
Oh, great.
1951.
I know. Fantastic.
I watched that for the first time the other day, the original.
Did you?
Yeah, it was on TV.
Oh, fair enough.
Very good.
So it's and this is the first film to be produced and made after the passing of Jim Henson.
Yes.
R.I.P. Obviously, he's one of the greatest visionaries of his time in not only practical effects but also puppetry and animatronics and everything to do with that. And the film's dedicated to him, and it's a really, really heartwarming Christmas story. Still with the emotion,
yes.
Still with the comedy that the Muppets bring.
Exactly.
Now, we've got to talk about some of the cast in this. Obviously,
yes,
we have our main Muppet players like Steve Whitmire and Frank Oz back in this as well. I love Frank Oz, voice of Yoda, voice of Miss Piggy and all that.
Yeah.
And Jerry Nelson are all back. But we've got Michael Caine, we've got to talk about Michael Caine as Ebenezer Scrooge in this as well. One of my favorite. We're gonna go a bit some early trivia. Would you like some early trivia?
Okay, what you got for me?
This is one of my favorite. This is probably my favorite piece of trivia throughout the entire thing. Right.
Okay.
Before production began, Michael Caine was in conversation with director Brian Henson, and I'm gonna have to pull out my Michael Caine impression, or it's not gonna work. Right.
Okay, here we go.
And Michael Caine says, "I'm gonna play this movie like I'm working with a Royal Shakespeare company. I will never wink. I'll never do anything muppety. I'm going to play Scrooge as if it's an utterly dramatic role and there are no puppets around me." And Brian Henson replied, "Yeah, bang on.
Okay,
do that.
Enough. Yeah,
just act like there's no puppets around you. Just play it like you're completely dramatic." And he does.
Do you know what?
He plays it serious, and that is the best way to do it.
Do you know what my favorite thing is about your impression and kind of everyone else's impression of Michael Caine?
Yeah.
There's, I can't remember where it is. I've seen it before. There's an interview of Michael Caine.
Peter Sellers, yeah.
And he gets asked about, like, how do you feel when people do impressions about you? And he goes like, "Oh, for some reason everyone thinks I talk like this," and it's like that's because that's everyone's impression of Michael Caine. He
does talk like that, though. And you can only summon your Michael Caine impression by saying your name's Michael Caine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone does. I'm Michael Caine. You're gonna like, you make your mouth like a square. It's like a very square jaw.
Yes, it's me. My name is Michael Caine. I'm a movie star. I don't work with puppets and muppety. I'm gonna go around with Kermit the Frog. You know. He goes, "There's nothing foolish than Merry Christmas. No one likes that." I'm trying to think of a good Scrooge line, but I can't think of one.
Oh God, well, other than humbug, that's something.
Yeah, but humbug, yeah.
Decrease for surface population.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
He does.
Think of any others.
It's the story. Everyone knows the story of Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. We don't need to gloss over the plot.
No, we don't. Right? Everyone knows the story.
Everyone knows the story. So let's talk about some of our favourite parts. We get the narrator. Yeah, the narrator is Gonzo.
You would do as
Gonzo and Rizzo.
Dickens.
So yeah,
as Charles Dickens and just Rizzo, who doesn't know the story,
and Rizzo, who is completely oblivious to the story events going on, and they give us it's like intermissions. You get little snippets of the narration by Gonzo, as Dickens, and Rizzo's they do the comedy bit where they're trying to sneak into the house and the gate's locked.
Yeah,
and they have to figure out how to get over, or Rizzo's stuck in the chimney, and great bits like that. Real good bit of Muppet, because that's what I mean. Splices of Muppet comedy are in there, and even the songs. I still remember the song where Scrooge is walking through town and we don't see his face, and all the Muppets are turning and singing at him, and then there's the bit where he gets to the door and he turns around and they're all still singing behind him and they all scatter away.
It's very good. The world, I get what I say, the world building, the Victorian-esque kind of world of this. I mean, obviously, if you've got Muppets and you've got people, right? Yeah. It's not like Scrooge is the only person either, but it somehow weirdly blends.
It does. Normally, there's Muppets in the wilderness, but don't question the philosophy. Don't question the fact that the cabbages and the carrots are talking.
And, and the guy's got a boomerang fish.
Yeah. And the chickens are singing as well, but you eat the chickens and
because there's the guys I've got fresh turkey, and the turkeys pop out.
Yeah, and the Swedish Chef is in it.
He is in it.
He sings Christmas songs, doesn't he? He sings a Christmas song. I love Swedish Chef as well.
Swedish Chef's great.
Who's your favourite Muppet? Come on.
It's either Swedish Chef or it's Beaker.
Okay. Beaker. I like Beaker.
The two that can't talk.
Yeah, two that can't talk. I like Statler and Waldorf. They're my favourites.
Yeah, to be fair, I think in the films, if we're going strictly this film, I think they're my favourite.
Oh yeah, Bob Marley and Marley. I love that song. For Marley and Marley. Whoa! I love the whoa.
Because I can't really remember them in Treasure Island. I know they're on the bottom of the ship, they're on the outer bit of a ship, where you normally have the head at the bottom. If you I can't describe it. But in this film, it's them two. Overall, I think it's Beaker, Swedish Chef. I think I like the slapstick of you don't know what we're saying. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. How does Beaker? Oh, Beaker goes
Beaker goes meep.
Yeah,
exactly. There you go.
His mouth flaps open and shut.
Yeah. Like the fish from SpongeBob.
Yeah, like they're like the fish from SpongeBob. Yeah. But I like Statler and Waldorf because they're just great. Because in the Muppet Show, they're like in the box, aren't they? In the box at the top.
Are.
And they just heckle the show continually.
I like to think that they're not a part of the show. They just keep buying tickets in the
turn
same
up
place every single time.
I think there's a joke. They make a joke about that, don't they?
I like to imagine that they keep buying tickets
at the show, and then they laugh at the show. They go, "What? There's a moment of this show that I love every week." And the scene goes, "What is it?" He goes, "The end." Oh,
yeah.
Oh. You know, and they laugh like that. Oh, there's a compilations of YouTube of all their just box segments. It's like half an hour.
I also love that in this film they appear again as they appear in the what's his name, Fuzziwig's party.
Yeah, as younger men, and they're in the box. They're in the box, aren't they?
They're in the box again.
They're doing the jokes.
He does a toast.
Yeah,
and then it does it very quickly. He's like, "Oh, that was short," because they're arguing about how bad the toast was. Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
And
then we have Fozzie Bear is in there as well.
Correct.
And this is the greatest piece of casting I've ever seen, because the name of the character in the book is Mr. Fezziwig.
Yes.
And they've changed him here to Mr. Fozziwig.
Correct.
And that is the greatest. It's almost like Charles Dickens knew that in some, I don't know, how old is the original book? God, more than 100 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say Is it 1900s or is it 1800s? I don't
find that out. Look it up. But it's as if Charles Dickens knew that in the future they're going to have a character called Fozzie Bear, and he will be selected to play Mr. Fezziwig. So I will make sure the name is a pun.
19th of December, 1843.
Yeah, so more than 100 years.
Yes, nearly 200 years.
Yeah, nearly 200 years in the future, they will have a character called Mr. Fozzie Bear, and he will play Mr. Fezziwig. I'll call him Mr. Fozziwig, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that. And of course, he owns his rubber chicken factory, and Swedish chef's there, and he throws the. What are you wowing at?
What he called a robust, quick reaction among members of the school's district surrounding community to the decision to ban the even instrumental Christmas Carol as evidence that the policy was hostile to religion.
Oh, is it?
That's just something completely.
They barely mention religion in the book, don't they?
That's something I don't know. Google.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I think the saying is they banned it, and then they kind of went, actually, we probably shouldn't ban it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, if I want you to know how the effects. Actually, let's talk about Christmas ghosts, shall we? Because the Christmas ghosts in the film, we've got. Actually, when I was a kid, I remember the first two were absolutely terrifying to me.
Yeah, I remember. Weirdly, the only ghosts I could remember. Look, before I watched the film, I could remember Marley and Marley, and I could remember the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Oh, I remember Marley. I remember the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, because he was the big guy in the big hood, and he was like sort of scary. He was like meant to look scary.
Yeah, you see, I kind of
the unintentionally scary ones were the first two.
Yeah, the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Floating baby head.
Yes.
Floating white baby head out.
Yes.
I am the ghost. Ooh. You know, he looks terrifying. It's terrifying.
Yeah, it's
Uncanny
it was an
Valley
interesting
effect.
Choice. Yeah.
A bit of trivia. Would you like a bit of trivia? Slice of trivia. The effects made by that ghost was created by using a special puppet that operated in a tank of water, and was then green screened into the film, making it look like it was floating. So it was like actually floating in water, but it's just like it's sort of moving and wisping around, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but a human-sized puppet just makes me freak out. Normally I'd expect puppets to be like a small, like half size. You know how Fozzie Bear is like half the size of a regular person?
That makes sense.
Imagine if Fozzie Bear was like 6 foot tall.
I kind of get that.
That would be scary, wouldn't it?
See, I kind of get that.
You expect puppets to be like short, like they're small, like Kermit. It's like, how tall is Kermit? Like 2 foot high.
Yeah.
Like he's short. Fozzie Bear's like, I don't know, 3 foot, like half the height of a normal person. But like a fully sized puppet, just no. I just don't like that.
He is 2 foot, by the way. It's a giant though, isn't it? It's like in all the films, it's always a giant, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but he's about as tall as Michael Caine. He's not even taller. I don't think he's even as tall as Michael Caine. In the shot, whether in the street.
It's a Muppet.
He's a Muppet giant.
It's a Muppet Hagrid. That's all it is.
Muppet Hagrid. Yeah, I guess he's a Muppet Hagrid. Did I get that right? With Kermit's actually 2 foot tall.
Yeah, he's literally 24 inches.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought he was 32 foot. But that's what I mean, though. A man-sized puppet is going to look creepy, and the fact he's like got that sort of puppet dead-eyed stare face, and he's going around jolly like, "Oh, this is Christmas," like that, and he's going around like that, and it just freaks me out. I don't know why. It's just the uncanny valley of his puppet face, and then I honestly thought that like maybe I'm confusing his death with like the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol, but I thought his death was much more horrifying than him just going away to multicolored sparkles.
You see, that's the thing, because I remember in the Jim Carrey one, I've weirdly seen a lot of different versions of Christmas carols for like no reason.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
But Jim Carrey one, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, terrified me, because in the Jim Carrey one, there's like these 2 kids that are chained up underneath his legs.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. It's a very weird thing,
right?
But like I swear, I think that's a thing in other Christmas Carol movies, but it's not as scary. I think it's supposed to show that always, like poor people around, and it's like this is what's going to happen: is the streets are going to be poor. You're not going to help people. But with Jim Carrey one, decided to make it overly terrifying. So I was like, oh, we're going to have like weird Muppet, but no, it doesn't show up. It's just like literally a hood. It's just a hood. It's just a weird Nazgul.
Right.
I'm going to keep roping in other
sure.
works.
Keep bringing in connections. Would you like a little bit more trivia on the way?
What is this about? Another ghost? Or is this something?
No, it's not. It's about a weird line.
A weird line. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If you can look very closely, in one of the crowd sequences, one of the Muppets in the background is a lobster hanging out of a basement window, and this is a reference to the Charles Dickens line in the book, which is like a bad lobster in a dark cellar.
Okay. Let me see if I can do it.
Weird turn of phrase, but there we go. And towards the end of the film, during like the big street party end of the film, there's a shop haberdashery called Stolter and Waldorf, named after the 2 Muppets there, my favourite 2 Muppets. So this was originally planned to be a television special and not a film, which I honestly think the film format is better because all the like Treasure Islands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's got much more. It's got a better format for that, and it's like an hour and a half. It's not long, exactly. Which I feel like is great because the Muppets are really good with their films. At least are really good when they're that length that's digestible. And because I remember they used to put it on like when you went to school. Did you have like a common room where like there'd be like a TV and like sofas and stuff?
Are you talking like secondary school?
Yeah, secondary.
No, we did used to watch films, but we didn't have a common room. It's just every now and then a teacher would put a film on.
Oh right, okay. Well, we had a common room in near where like the sports bit was, like the sports bit, so like the football pitches and stuff like that. We had like it wasn't like one of those big trailer buildings where you have outside the school. It was like its own building, but like a part of it was like this room, and there was like couches in there, and you could go there at like lunch or break or whatever, right? Yeah. And around Christmas, they'd always put on Muppets Christmas Carol. It would just be on there. People would just watch it. And I'd find when secondary schoolers can get along and watch Muppets Christmas Carol together, then you've got something.
Yeah, we never had that. We just had like sometimes near Christmas, they'll be like, right, you're supposed to have drama now, drama and music run at the same time. They'll just kind of like swap every single week with what you had. And I'm like, right, okay. Drama will show. I think one year drama showed Frozen, and the music class showed like Grease or something. And then
surely you'd have Frozen on in the music class because Frozen has music in it.
Well, it was just a room. It was in the music room is one film, and the drama is the other film. And you pick what room you want to go in, and you watch a film. Art did it. We had Wreck-It Ralph in art at one point.
Nice.
I think so. Like occasionally in German, we watched a lot of movies in German for some reason. But we never had like a common room. It was just you have this lesson. We're going to watch a movie, and you can go to another classroom that's showing a different movie if you want.
Oh, fair enough.
Pick a film.
That sounds fun.
It was all right. I just kind of picked where my friends were.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Another piece of trivia. Gonzo is only called by his name in dialogue once. Every other time he's called Charles Dickens.
Yes, he is.
Oh. So, and And unlike the books, and in the other film adaptations, Bob Cratchit is Scrooge's sole employee in the books, but in this one, he's also employed by several other rats that are like Rizzo's mates.
Yes.
So, and I like the one of my favourite jokes, a joke that will still make me laugh, is is the joke where all the rats are in the party outfit, the rats are in like the party outfits or whatever when Scrooge turns around.
Yeah.
And I really like that. That's still funny to me. So, and there's not a lot of Miss Piggy in this film, is there? Just as a note.
No, it's not.
She's the wife of. Here we go. There's a bit of trivia at the end. I didn't even see this. Miss Piggy only makes her first appearance 53 minutes into the film.
Yep.
So she's not in it for much.
No, she has. What is it? There's the bit when they're saying cheers to Mr. Scrooge and she gets mad.
Yep.
There's a bit at the end where she thinks he's going to get fired, so she has to go at him.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So, and even to this day, Michael Caine, he doesn't think of it as a flop. He thinks this is one of his most memorable roles.
So it's not a flop.
No. Well, you think a distinguished actor like Sir Michael Caine would think, oh, Muppet film. I'm not interested in talking about that. But no, he seems to really love it.
I can guarantee people of like maybe our age. I can guarantee
know him from this.
Yeah, exactly. They would have seen this film. They might not have seen any of his other stuff, but they would have seen this one.
No, exactly. And I love that. I love that when respectable actors can sort of take their level down a bit and be in films like this with the Muppets, but still enjoy it. And even there's another piece of little trivia down here that this is actually Brian Henson's directorial debut, and halfway through production, Michael Caine didn't know this because he just thought he was a established director, and then when he found out it was his debut, he was impressed by his work so far. So
that's good.
Still, and I really like Brian Henson because I think he's he must be Jim Henson's son or a relation. I think he is his son actually.
Yeah.
It is. He's his son. I thought so.
I was gonna look it up. I was gonna look it up yesterday when I was watching the film. But I forgot to. I just assumed it was, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is his son. Yeah, because I think he did work on the Dark Crystal prequel series. So, yeah, and I think even his son is. I think even his son now is like working on stuff for like the Jim Henson Company and stuff like that because they still do like puppet work and practical effects and stuff like that. They still do those to this day. So let's talk about a bit of the box office, shall we?
Oh, look at the box office.
Yep. We've got 5 million a take from which isn't bad.
Yeah, it's all right.
And then ultimately it grossed 27 million in North America.
Yep.
So and a critical response, it's pretty. I feel like branching over when you give it a quick Google, it has pretty good 76% Rotten Tomatoes, which is nice. And 7 out of 7 on 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb. But we know the real score that matters, Corey. You can forget all these rotten potatoes and IMDb and Metacritics or whatever. What's the real score that matters?
It's our score, Murray.
Yes, the real rating.
It's the real rating.
Acclaim. Now, when you were thinking about this, did you put any thought into this?
I thought about it. And I was trying to think of what I'd give it, and I was going back and forth. Like I said, I kid you not, in the past about 3 weeks, I've seen 3 different versions of A Christmas Carol.
Right. Okay. So you've seen the original Christmas Carol.
So the original one, I saw the Muppets one, and I went to go watch a theatre production of A Christmas Carol.
Oh wow, Mr. Fancy theatre production of A Christmas Carol.
It was very good theatre production.
Did you? Was it? Did you enjoy it?
It was very good.
Oh, excellent.
It was very good. So I've seen 3 different versions.
Which is your favourite?
That's what I was trying to stack up between.
Right. Okay.
What do I like?
There's the experience of sitting at home and watching a film, and then the experience of going out and seeing a theatre production.
Exactly, because once you've seen it,
was it busy?
That's it. It was. Oh, I don't know. It wasn't like a big production. I don't know how many people would have been there.
Was it like an indie house?
50 to 100.
Really?
It was in Lincoln.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's like a small kind of touring production thing that was going around the
Oh,
UK.
okay.
So I say, yeah, probably like 50 to 100, and we went, and it was very, very good. It is good though, being in a theatre environment and seeing a stage in front of you. I do like theatres where they move the stage and it's one small square and they move everything around. It's very nice.
No, really, very interesting.
The original one's good.
Mm.
I quite enjoyed it. It's got very good like old school effects and ways of masking on film, and it's very technical and very kind of good. I'm trying to think what other versions I've seen. Jim Carrey one, I remember being okay.
Right. I was thinking, did you watch that one as well recently?
I was quite young when I watched it. I watched it in cinema when it came out.
Okay.
And I've not seen it since. I remember it being okay, but I do remember it terrifying me.
I remember that we watched. We always had like a Christmas film assembly or whatever when we were in very young years of secondary, and we'd always watch. What's the film with the train? Where Tom
Polar
Hanks
Express.
Yeah, we watched Polar Express.
Polar
Express. That always terrified me because I always thought they looked like the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol.
I love Polar Express.
We'll look at Polar Express next year. How about that?
You got it. I can't remember. Something about tea.
Okay, something about tea.
No, it's hot chocolate. It's hot chocolate, I think.
Yeah. And it's Tom Hanks, and he's a weird
that doesn't bother me.
CGI man.
That like CGI where it kind of looks like someone, but doesn't. That's never bothered me. I don't mind.
Uncanny Valley doesn't bother you. I refuse to believe that.
That animation does not bother me at all.
Okay.
It was I remember Jim Carrey one being okay. I've mentioned this last time actually. There's The Man Who Invented Christmas, which is another version of A Christmas Carol kind of. That was a really good version. Okay. But that's more about Charles Dickens writing the book.
Yes.
And rather than the actual book itself, it's a very good adaptation. But the Muppets one stands out very, very well. I've seen another version of Christmas Carol as well, and I can't remember which one it is. I think it's from like the 70s or something. There's so many different versions of that film, of that book. There's so many.
But of the three you've seen this year, let's say these past few weeks, give me what would you rate them? What would you put them in order? Put them in order for me. Let's not give our real rating of Muppets Christmas Carol just yet. Let's. Can you weigh them up?
Okay. In my opinion, it's really hard because I'm like, I like the Muppets one. The first one, however, was really good, and part of me is thinking because it's the first one, I'm like. That's what kind of started it all. And it's almost like it's a classic. It's like, okay, if we make a remake, sometimes maybe the remake's more acclaimed, but the first one is what started it. Think of your recent stuff, it's like your Spider-Man and stuff like that. And people might love Tom Holland, but you need to remember it started with someone else, and you got to respect that. Or it's like if a singer leaves a band and they get replaced by another singer who's also equally as good, you need to respect the first singer as well. Think AC/DC.
These are very roundabout references, Corey.
This is how my brain works. All right, it's like AC/DC. It's like they had the first singer who's really good. Second singer comes around. Everyone prefers the second one, but you got to respect the first one. Or Iron Maiden. Anyway, so part of me is thinking, right, the first one is a classic, and it's very good. And even today, it's still. I was watching it, and it's still held up. I was sitting at a table, drawing. And it grabbed my attention enough for me to look up and go, oh, it's Christmas Carol. I'm gonna this looks interesting enough for me to watch. The theatre production is the theatre production, and it can't be. I can't describe how it is because you can't see it. It's done. It won't. It's never the same. It's done. It's finished.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. The Muppets one's very good and very fun, and I like the musical aspect that Muppets bring to films, because obviously you're not going to watch other Christmas carols and have like 5 or 6 different songs.
You
might get like 1 or 2. You might get a couple carols and whatever. The Muppets one is fun. If you ask me which one would I rather go back and watch, I think I would either rewatch the theatre production just because the theatre production is fun, or if I had to pick the Muppets one or the original one, I think I would rewatch the Muppets one. However, if you haven't seen the original, which I assume most people haven't,
no,
go. I don't know where you'd watch it, but go watch it somewhere. It was on TV when I watched it, so at some point it'll probably be on TV again.
Oh, fair enough. But yes, as far as the Muppets Christmas Carol goes,
Yes.
let's give it a rating. I think it'll be fairly strong. To make some predictions, these will be fairly strong ratings, I think, from us.
It's definitely strong. I don't know how strong. I think yours is going to be higher than mine.
All right. Well, first of all, I'll just tell you it's not a 10.
No.
Because we're reviewing it now.
Yes.
So we might have a short look at it next
year.
Well,
we can give something a 10 if we're reviewing it.
Oh, are you sure?
I gave Star Wars Visions 10.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. I don't think we can give something. Maybe I should. No. I'll stick with the rating of my original rating. But I feel like I'm just going to say next year we'll have a little shorter look at this, maybe half an episode or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll have another look at this next year, but and see if our thoughts hold up now to this film that was made in 1992, which I feel like I'll be pretty set in my thoughts every year if we talk about this.
Well, you watch it. You watch it every single year.
I do. It's my every single year Christmas film. My mum has Home Alone, and I have Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, you see, we normally watch Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, really? What's one on Christmas? Oh,
every year.
Nice. Yeah.
Normally, it's the one. I don't know why. Every time on Christmas Day, it's the one where they go to the moon looking for cheese.
Yeah, exactly. We've got the cheese Gromit.
Normally it's Wallace and Gromit. A bit of Wensleydale.
Wensleydale. And they go in the rocket to the moon.
And there's a little robot thing.
Yeah. I love a bit of Wallace and Gromit. We should do Wallace and Gromit episode.
We will do. That's our go-to.
At some point. Okay.
We'll do Wallace and Gromit.
My rating, very strong, 9.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go about 9.
No, okay, that's nice. Solid rating.
Yeah.
That is a solid rating for Muppets Christmas Carol, with a 9.5 and a 9. Yes. So it's not got to the 10.
No.
Just because I feel like if I gave it the 10, I was like, well, this is a very solid Christmas film. Is it deserving of a 10? Absolutely. But am I gonna give it a 10? No, 9.5. I feel like is still a very. It's nothing to be frowned at.
We've had some big hitters recently.
We have had some very big hitters recently. So maybe next year.
Exactly. I mean, it's got a 9.5. I gave Singing in the Rain a 9.5. I mean, you recommended Daredevil. Let's ignore that one.
That got 3. I think it did.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we've had some big scores, especially like Star Wars Visions has got 10. That's happened this year. I feel like will a 10 only happen once a year? Because didn't
well, we've had 2 this year.
Oh right, okay, we've had 2 this year. Very interesting.
School of Rock was this year. I'm pretty sure. Visions was this year. I can't remember when you did Rogue One.
Rogue One was last year. I'm pretty confident Rogue One was 2020. So, was it?
I don't know. Let me check.
Have a look. I'll talk a bit about more about Christmas Carol while you check.
Yes, I'll search up our YouTube channel, which you can go and check out on YouTube.
Oh yes, go to our YouTube channel, please. We need the subscribers. Go to our YouTube channel.
Where's Rogue One?
We need views.
No, not Rogue One. Where's the episode where you recommended Rogue One, which is probably the one before Rogue One?
Yes, most likely. Because remember, the automatic clause of the real show is if it gets 10, we have to review it.
Yes. Was it this one? Did you recommend it here?
He's going to give it a look.
I am.
But other Muppet properties do really well. We may look at Treasure Island at some point. That'd be great, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely want to look at Dark Crystal whenever that comes around. We were going to because of the release of Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, but since that's been cancelled by Netflix, screw them. Since that's been cancelled by Netflix, we aren't going to look at the series. But we may look at the actual 1982 film, Dark Crystal, eventually. Which would be fantastic to look at. One of my favourite films ever. I've still got the Ultimate Visual History, the source book, the art book.
Nice.
It's sat behind me. So.
Is it here?
Is it?
I think it's the start of the year.
You think it's the start of the year?
Well, Rogue One is definitely this year. The episode is. I'm slowly going back.
Right. It's 3 a year. I'm not sure.
No. Okay. We have to cover. You're recommending.
We have to cover the 10. I think it's very hard for something to.
It is.
To earn 10, especially. I feel like we've become more. We've either become more lenient or we've become less lenient. I feel like we're starting to become less lenient on our 10s.
Possibly.
Yeah, like I would have given this a 10, but I feel like Muppets Christmas Carol. It's definitely the best Christmas Carol film I think out there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that with confidence. I think it's the best Christmas Carol film out there. You got Disney Plus. You go into literally any of the Odeons in the UK in the next couple of days. You can go and watch it there in the mornings. So,
yeah.
And this will be and this will come out on Christmas Day as well. Are you doing something special for Christmas Day? Any hopes, Corey?
I'm at my girlfriend's for Christmas Day.
Oh, excellent! You're going to be celebrating there?
I am. I'm going for Christmas dinner with the family.
Oh, excellent! That sounds good.
And then spending Boxing Day with my family.
Oh, great! You told me before you're having 2 Christmases.
Yes, that's my plans. Christmas Day with my partner and her family, and then Boxing Day back home. I get to open my presents a day late, but that's fine. I don't mind.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I think having the traditional day with no presents is quite freeing, don't you think?
Being older now, I know what I'm gonna get because I've asked for it. And
yeah, of course.
I've had to order some of my own presents.
Oh yeah, me too actually.
So it's not even much of a surprise. So I'm like, I don't mind waiting another day.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're in for it. You know what I've bloody got here. So
exactly.
Is it right? I don't say what I've got, but it's arrived today, has it not? As we're recording this.
Yep.
Don't open it. Just leave it.
It's right next to me.
Right, good. Is it in like a package? Has it been packaged?
It's in a cardboard box with Royal Mail on it.
Okay, good. Right, don't open it. Leave it to Christmas, right?
Yes.
So send me a picture when you've opened it. I'd like
That'll
to see
be my first Christmas gift. I'll open that and then not open any others for my family till the day afterwards.
Right, great. Well, you're gonna open mine on Christmas Day. Oh, I'm blessed by that, Corey.
I'll open it in the morning on Christmas Day.
Thank you very much. That'll be your Christmas present from me. Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Mine hasn't arrived yet, just to say. But I am a bit further on in the UK, so mine will probably come tomorrow morning.
It'll probably arrive tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's got 2 days. It's fine.
I'm getting up early tomorrow anyway, so it'll probably be tomorrow. But yes, back to Muppets Christmas Carol. Why don't we? Did you take any notes on the film? I took a couple. I'll just run through.
I did not.
Right. Okay. I like the atmosphere of the opening. I feel like it's amazing.
Yes.
As I said, the bit where Scrooge is walking through town and everyone's singing after him, and everyone like turns to the camera and does their own sings. I feel like we shouldn't really question. The anthropomorph. Is that the right word? The anthropomorphizing of the Muppet world. Like cabbages and vegetables can speak, but other things can't speak. Like books or candles. Some inanimate objects can talk, but some can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. We shouldn't really question the Muppet world in that way.
I mean, it's to be fair. I didn't take any notes. The only things I was going to mention was, one, I like the fact that the Ghost of Christmas yet to come is still a Grim Reaper thing, like in all the other films. 2, I wanted to mention Boomerang Fish because I thought it was funny. And I think that was about it. It's just a really good. You know what? This might be it's one of the better, if not the best, interpretation of Scrooge.
Yeah.
As in the character Scrooge.
Yeah. Well, Michael Caine does a fantastic job.
He does.
As I say, he's the star, and again, this is the first film that doesn't have Kermit as the main character. He's
true
in a secondary role, and
yes,
I felt like this was sort of they could have had Kermit. We couldn't imagine Kermit as Scrooge. That'd be
a bit weird, wouldn't it?
It would be. So instead, we've got Michael Caine. Michael Caine does an awesome job. So.
Oh, I also wanted to mention the joke about the eagle, and he's like, "Oh, this is the American way," and then he gets told that they're in Britain.
Yeah.
This is the British way.
Yeah.
Don't tip driver.
Joke. That's the joke as well. I like the sequence with the penguins. I know it's short, but that's a really warm sequence. Where it's should I do the Kermit voice?
Go for it.
Right, okay, I got to do the. How do I get into it? I've got to remember how to get into it.
I don't know.
He goes, it's the penguins' Christmas skating party.
Yeah.
Hello. Kermit the Frog here.
That's kind of how
the Penguins' Christmas skating party. Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of how you got to get into Kermit. Hi ho.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. You do better Kermit than I do. Can you say it's the Penguins' Christmas skating party?
Oh God, I can't remember the line. Hi ho. It's for what was it? Penguins' Christmas skate. That's a tongue twister in itself.
It's the Penguins' Christmas skating party. That's what it says.
Hi ho. It's the Penguins' Christmas skating party.
There you go. See.
Thank you. Great. I like how the only time I've ever busted out Kermit before was that if you go watch our Real Show Out of Context, you can hear my other Kermit impression.
Yeah, we're against my my particular
Borat.
Yes, Borat. We're not gonna recite it here, but and then the penguins don't even talk, do they? The penguins just make noises.
It's a very weird thing of some Muppets can speak, some can't. There's probably a reason why Beaker can't speak. Swedish Chef, I assume, was a joke because he's Swedish.
Yeah, he is speaking, but he's in Swedish. Yeah.
Beaker, no idea.
Yeah, the penguins don't talk either. They just go bah, bah.
Yeah.
It makes penguin flapping noises.
To be fair, I don't think the turkeys talk. I think they make just turkey noises.
They just make gobble noises. Yeah, and I like we get the sort of Dickensian versions of Muppet characters.
Yes.
I enjoy that as well. It's always weird to see Kermit walking. I don't know why.
You know what? Now that you mention it, it is a little bit, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I've got it in my notes here. I literally have it down page in my notes. And I quote, it is weird to see Kermit walking.
You know what? It didn't even cross my mind that he's walking.
He's got legs.
But now that I think back, I can't imagine Kermit walking. It's one of those things I'm like, it doesn't quite. It's because he's always sitting down.
He's sitting down, or you can just see his top half.
Yeah, it's because he's always in anything. He's always sitting down.
Or he's filmed from the chest up, so you can't see his bottom half. But he's always sitting on something. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he sings about One More Sleep Till Christmas. He has the musical number.
He does.
Where he's looking at the star and whatnot. And he's walking. He's standing there. He's walking.
It's
weird. So weird.
It's weird because puppets obviously normally are, especially the Muppets.
Supposed to walk.
You're underneath, so you can't really make them walk because that's where your hand is.
Yeah, it's like seeing Yoda walk or something. You know.
Yeah, exactly. So normally, someone's under the table with the hand inside Kermit the Frog. Whereas if he's walking, you can't do that. That's probably why it's weird.
Yeah. I'm talking about puppet Yoda, not CGI Yoda. Obviously, CGI Yoda can walk, but puppet Yoda, it's Frank Oz, and Mark Hamill's on a raised set or whatever, and Frank Oz is underneath puppeting Yoda. So, and I've just got to point this out as well. I've just found this.
Okay.
That I think this is particularly something. There's I think last year, 2 years ago, 2019, there was a BBC adaptation of A Christmas Carol, right?
Okay.
If you're familiar with this, there was a mini series. It had Andy Serkis in it.
I am not familiar with this.
If you look it up. Just put BBC Christmas Carol.
BBC, is it a television film?
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, got it.
Stephen Graham, Guy Pearce was in it as Scrooge.
Yes.
Andy Serkis, I watched it because Andy Serkis was in it. I'm a big fan of Mr. Serkis.
Yes.
It's a 3-episode thing. It was supposed to be like dark, gritty, or Dickensian, or Ebenezer Scrooge is a really evil man, and all.
I assume Scrooge? Why has he got like his mouth sewn shut or something?
I think that was like a nightmare sequence or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like dark, gritty, or it's really scary, or
it's like Victorian Gothic kind of.
Yeah, Victorian Gothic, or Frankenstein Christmas Carol, or every article I read could not stop comparing this to the Muppet version. And I was that gave me such joy because I was like, they've tried really hard to make this dark and scary, and everyone's afraid of the ghosts, and he's Guy Pearce plays it really cold and serious, and he's like, I hate Christmas, and then everyone's comparing it to the Muppet version.
Nice.
Which I think is Amazing. So, yeah, I'm just going to mention that as well. That's another adaptation of Christmas Carol.
I told you, there's so many.
There is so many. I feel like it's one of those things that it's so isn't what's that word? I'll think of it. Where like anyone can use it.
Oh, not royalty free.
Yeah, it's royalty free, isn't it?
Yeah, it's public domain.
Yeah, public domain. Yeah, Christmas Carol, and I think all Charles Dickens characters are now public domain.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So because like 1847 or whatever you said, it's
how many versions of a total? 135.
Wow.
It's 135 versions.
I'm pretty sure Charles Dickens characters are in. It wouldn't surprise me.
It's like 80 years, 50 years after death or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, the works of Charles Dickens are all in public domain. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Plus, I guess if it's a Christmas Carol, that's a quick fire word. Let's make a Christmas film. Christmas Carol.
Yeah, if you like, you can make Christmas Carol, but they're in space. You can do Christmas Carol, but they're in a forest. Christmas Carol, but they're in 2021 London. You can do something. You can do anything like that. Basically, the world of adaptation is open for you, dear viewer. If I want to go out tomorrow and make a Christmas Carol film, I can.
I mean, true.
It's like Sherlock Holmes. That's in public domain and all.
Exactly.
So
I mean, but you can say that. But this means, but the Muppet one, obviously, out of the 135, it stands out. There's only a handful that people can name out of the 135. That's a good thing.
Exactly. I mean, if 1 in 135, that's a fantastic achievement. That's a fantastic achievement. And I definitely will be watching this version for many years to come.
Yes.
So, and because it's one of my most loved Christmas films, it's always a good watch, always a fun watch, and it never lets you down. You know what you're going into, and that's what you get.
Exactly.
It does what it says on the tin, which is sometimes it does what it says on the tin. Is a great philosophy. Muppets Christmas Carol. What do you want? Christmas Carol story A, and B, you want Muppets, and you get both of them. So it really is one of the great Christmas classics. So Christmas classic films to watch this season. And first of all, let's give our viewers, listeners, a hearty Merry Christmas and a happy holidays and a Happy New Year and a happy Life Day.
Well,
and
it will have to be Happy New Year because we won't see them till the 1st.
No. And and I thought we could have used some of this time to discuss our sort of revered and in turn reviled review of the Star Wars Holiday Special, but we'll pass that on to next year, shall we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, very quickly. We'll pass it on to next year. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Festdag, Merry Festdag, as they say in Middleland, and a Happy Life Day to everyone as well.
Yes.
So,
I mean, it's
recommendation. Give your Christmas wishes, Corey.
It's it's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year,
Yes, indeed.
Short, simple. Don't forget, it's weekly rec as well.
Oh, indeed, yes. So, what is give your weekly rec first of all, Corey, before I get too carried away with the Christmas goodbyes.
God, you're getting too much in the festive season, Murray.
I am. I'm getting.
You want to go eat your mince pies.
I know. I've got them ready, Corey. I've got some mince pies ready, and my turkey, and my stuffing balls, and my pigs and blankets, and they're all set. But before I say my Christmas goodbyes, what is your weekly rec?
So last year it was my weekly rec for Christmas Eve. I think we were on Christmas Eve.
We were on
last year. It was Christmas Eve, wasn't it? I whipped out the old TV guide and ranted about how Jumanji was like only 3 stars in the TV guide.
Yes.
So today I've got the TV guide.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Right.
So what can the viewers watch, the listeners watch this Christmas?
Couple things. First off, right, we are airing, hopefully, we should be airing 2 till 3 on Christmas Day. I'm just going to timestamp this just in case we end up getting moved to a different time slot.
Yeah.
Which is a very, very possible thing.
We don't want to cross-program.
Exactly. I would like to point out, on Christmas Day, I believe, let me try and find it as I flick through all my TV guide, because it's a TV guide. On ITV2, Murray, you're going to be a big fan of this one.
Oh, yeah.
On ITV2, 3:20, Shrek the Horse.
Oh, wow, nice.
Is playing. You also have on, I believe it's Gold at 10 p.m, you have Bottom. I'm a big fan of Bottom. I thought I'd mention that. That doesn't get enough love.
Okay.
I'd also thought I'd mention TV Guide has given Ghostbusters their own rating.
Have they?
Yes, they have.
And what is that?
We both gave Ghostbusters a pretty decent rating. TV Guide agrees with us. They've given Ghostbusters a 4 stars.
Oh, nice.
4 out of 5.
What, out of a 5?
4 out of 5.
Okay, pretty good.
So
about
an 8. About an 8.
Yeah.
We don't do halves, so it's about an 8 out of us.
Okay.
We also gave Singing in the Rain 5 stars.
Right.
But today, I'm not recommending any of them.
Okay.
I'm recommending something else. On Channel 5, 3 till 6.
Right, hit me.
I'm recommending Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh.
For the sole reason of, I opened the TV Guide and thought, what can I find that is a great film? And I saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and it filled me with joy. So I thought, I'm recommending Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Right. Would you like to give it a real rating? Slap it on there.
9.5.
What? Wow.
It's a near perfect film. It's such a good film.
Tremendously high.
It's such a good film.
That's the same rating. What? Would you put Chitty Chitty Bang Bang on the same? Sorry to cut you off there, but would you put Chitty Chitty Bang Bang on the same level as Muppet Christmas Carol?
Well, I gave Muppets a 9, so I'd give it higher.
Oh right, I'd give it a 9.5. I don't know what I'd rate Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. A long time since I've seen it, but
you know what? I feel like for me, it's similar to you with Muppets. I could watch that every single year, and it's a very, very happy film.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it? I suppose it's like a holiday. It's got that sort of cheery aspect to it.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic movie about an inventor whose inventions gets this other guy gets mistaken for an inventor. It's a very, very good, very, very happy film and a very joyous. It's got music, it's got songs, it's very fun. Weirdly, as a turn of events while recording this, I've just googled Chitty Chitty Bang Bang to see when it came out, 1968. As of recording, 5 hours ago, reported by the BBC, Sally Ann Howes has passed away, aged 91 years old. She's in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, well, so this episode will go out to her memory. How about that?
There's another reason to go watch it at 3:10.
There we go.
I believe I've got that correct. Go watch it. If you haven't seen it, which a lot of people my age and our age probably haven't, to be honest, which is upsetting. Go watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's a fantastic movie. It's a whale of a time. It's fun. You'll laugh. You'll get the song stuck in your head, because of course you will. The main song from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang will be in your head for years to come, forever. You'll be humming that down the streets.
We'll dedicate this episode then to the spirit of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and to Sally Ann Howes.
Exactly.
So it's our best thing we can do, and we'll wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from us, the real guys, and from the spirit of the real show. Have a very Merry Christmas. It's a goodbye from me, bye, and a goodbye from Corey.
I feel like there's only one way you can properly end this. God bless everyone, every one of us.